my Friday afternoon snack. Cheers, Mum, for the money. Intro made. Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with my best bro, Nicole.
Hi.
We've been friends since grade 7, so like 11 years, 12 years. Yeah.
I'm like crying. I'm like so emotional that we've been friends for so long.
Yeah. So, anyways.
It's a beautiful bromance.
Yeah. So back in 2018, I lived in Australia for a year, and I left my bro, and I missed her.
It was so sad. It was a little worst year of my life.
Yeah, so best year of mine.
Can't relate.
Yeah, so she came to visit me in November. She was the only person to come see me, and I was so thankful and so happy to see her. And we planned a trip. I lived in Melbourne, so she came to visit me there. And then we planned to go from there to Sydney for like a weekend.
I'm just realizing what our story time is.
Okay. So yeah, pretty much we're gonna just explain the Sydney trip, as you can see from the title. And I'll let Nicole take it away with the trip to the airport.
Oh no. I don't even know where to start. Okay, yeah, so I met her in Melbourne and we had like a week and a half together. But then luckily she had a few days off, so we're like, okay, let's piss off to Sydney. Ooh, good pun! We're foreshadowing here. So yeah, we literally pissed off.
Spoiler alert.
And yeah, we had a few days and we're like, let's go to Sydney, and we left to go to the airport. But mind you, we left so early. We got to the airport like 2 hours ahead of time that we needed to be there.
Yeah.
Like we had so much time. Like
for a domestic flight,
yeah, because we went through security so quick and everything. So we had like 2 hours where we were just like in the airport, chilling. We grabbed a burger or whatever we got.
Yeah.
Just taking our time. I don't know.
So yeah, then when we were at the airport, we were just kind of like waiting to go find our gate, and Nicole was just casually looking at lipstick, just like forced me to go stop at one of the shops and look at lipstick, and I was like, we gotta go, bro, like we gotta get to our gate.
Because we thought like the time was coming up to board.
Yeah, so we were like, it's getting kind of close to that time, so we were kind of like packing up our stuff to go. And then we look at the sign, like right after I'm like, okay, we gotta go, we like actually have to get to our gate. And we look at the sign at the airport and it says like whatever gate we were at, like closing at in like 5 minutes.
No, it was literally 3 minutes. Like it was maybe 5.
I think it was 5, but then it said time to gate, like 7 or 8 minute walk. And we were like, oh no. So we start running, like we just book it. And Nicole's like pissing her
there
pants.
Was so
like,
much piss in this story.
True.
Okay, let's cut
She's literally like peeing herself as she's running.
Bro, literally just seeing Amy picture, she was so stressed, and I just knew we f***ed up so bad. So yeah, Amy was running, and it was so funny because honestly, this girl was booking it. I literally had to stop and crouch, like crying, laughing, trying to hold
And I'm
my
like,
hand
hurry up.
so bad because it was so funny. Meanwhile, like we don't have time to crouch and pee. Like we gotta get going. We got there, like I kid you not, like last people in line. It was like 1 minute left until closing the gate. Like we were the last people to board. Like we were so close.
I'll insert footage.
Where you're 1 minute to the gate closes. I peed my pants running here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have a video of us, so I'll put that in. But yeah, we almost missed the flight, and I was like, we're not missing this flight, because it happened to me earlier in the year when I went to Tasmania too, and I was with someone else traveling, and we were drinking at the airport, and then we thought the time that said the gate was closing was, or we thought the time the flight was leaving was actually the boarding time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened to me twice, and I was like, there's no way I'm not missing this flight. So that was like pretty funny start to it all.
Yeah.
But Yeah.
that was good. So we like.
So then things like, we got to Sydney and we get to our hostel. We booked probably like one of the sketchiest hostels.
It was literally in the red district of Sydney.
Yeah, King's
Or what do you call it,
King's
red lights?
Court
I don't know.
or something.
I don't know.
King's Court, I think. I'll put the name up. I don't remember. So yeah, we were staying there. We looked for like one of the cheaper hostels just because we were falling on a budget. So
And Sydney's like expensive. Like it's not
yeah, it was expensive. So I think this hostel was like one of the cheapest ones we could find, and it was like $25 a night or something. Would not recommend. So we show up and it's like we're excited. We got there pretty late. So the first night was a bit of like a write-off, but we walk in and like everyone was being kind of rude in our room. They were like, it was probably 10 p.m. when we got there, right?
Oh yeah.
And they were like, all the lights were shut off, and it was like a 10-person dorm room. We put the lights on to like put our stuff away, set up our beds, and they were like yelling at us.
I forgot about that.
They were being kind of like rude to us about like putting the lights on, which was a bit annoying because it wasn't that late.
It's just dumb because like technically when you're like, anytime I've traveled in hostels, like people are very like respectful in terms of the way like if you're like arriving, you need to put away. Like, and it was 10 p.m. It's not like it was so late.
Yeah. So then we like eventually put our stuff away and like get to bed, and like the person below me was like sick all night, so it was kind of like gross like hearing her like
really?
yeah,
I remember the first night.
the first girl. It was
No,
her.
really?
Yeah. So then
Wild nights.
yeah. So then the second night we like, I think the first day we went to the Blue Mountains and like took a train there.
Oh yeah.
And did stuff like that. It was a really fun day, and we came back pretty tired, but we wanted to go out and do something. I don't think, did we go out that first night? Yeah, I think that
because that's the night. That's the night it happened.
yeah. Okay, so
I wasn't there.
Yes. Okay, so the first night we go out,
That was a fun night too.
yeah, we went to a club in Sydney. We went to oh my gosh, I can't remember the name. It was like Pacha, one of the. It was like a big club. So we go there. We're having like a pretty good time, just like dancing. They're super late, and then I come home that night. Nicole doesn't.
Do not.
And the next morning, as Nicole's doing like a walk of shame back into the hostel, we
Ease, let it ease.
we end up just like seeing that one of the mattresses aren't there in the room, like on the like the main, like the floor bunk.
Yeah.
And so then we were just kind of like doing our thing, getting ready when she came back, and one of the people in our rooms was like, "Oh yeah, did you hear like what happened last night?" you gonna explain?
Yeah, I don't know. I came back in the morning and everyone like the group. I guess were you not awake when it happened?
No, it happened overnight.
So because you weren't there either. You got back late or after it.
I was like dead asleep. Like I
okay.
sleep like so soundly through like anything.
Yeah, so they're just like explaining to us what happened the first night. We should give her a name. So the first name will just like be like Beth or something.
Yeah, Beth.
So Beth was like from.
She was from England. They were all from England.
Yes, and then yeah, so I don't know. Like she was just like apparently what had happened was this girl like sat in someone else's bunk, not even her own, and just fully like sat and just peed all over it. Like I guess she thought it was a toilet and got super drunk.
And he wasn't there. Like he hadn't come home yet.
Yeah, and then
So-
she, apparently after she stripped down naked and just like ran out of our hostel.
Oh my god, I forgot. That.
Yeah. So then like they're explaining it, and then the reason they told us the story was because we woke up to someone knocking on the door, the security guard,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Excuse me, Beth, we need to show you some like a movie clip from last night, like quote unquote." Like that's
Yeah,
literally what
and
he
we were
said.
like,
"A
"What?"
movie clip." They're so confused, and they're like, "Oh, they're showing her the security of her running around naked in the hostel." So we're like, okay, what a weirdo, but it's okay.
We're like, okay, like whatever, like
Yeah.
that happens. So then the second night.
God.
Like that day, I was feeling pretty hungover, and I didn't really want to go out, so I was just gonna like stay in. But Nicole had met some people the night before, so she was going to go out like partying with them, and I was like, okay, yeah, go like have fun. I just like don't feel like drinking, so I stayed back. And as as Nicole was getting ready, and I was just like hanging out on my top bunk. We were both on top bunks.
No. Remember, this was literally like 6 p.m. because we got home at 4 p.m. from like Bondi Beach.
Yeah.
And this girl was out. We'll call this other girl Caroline.
Yeah.
Okay. So Caroline was out with her like boyfriend, and they were like, because they were both like staying in the room.
It was probably like 10 people staying in the
Yeah.
room.
So it's like 4 p.m. and she's outside like so gone, and she's like, guys, like join me for a drink, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll see you tonight. It was 6 p.m. Like she didn't even make it to the night, and then
So then Nicole is just getting ready. She's like on top of her
I'm on the bunk.
I'm like
she's below
across
me.
from her on this other bunk, and they come into the room. Her and Caroline and her boyfriend, whoever.
And Caroline looks. Her eyes are like in the back of her head. I literally thought this girl was gonna like OD or something. Like she was like just looked on shit. She was on drugs too. Like she looked like.
Yeah, she might have been. So
Yeah.
they had like a towel hanging on their bottom bunk so that like no one could see them, sort of thing. And they just go into their bunk and they're just like laying there. And all of a sudden, like the lights are out. It's probably like 8 p.m. Like it wasn't very late. And we just hear the guy be like, stop peeing. And we look at each other, like we shoot eyes across each other, and we're like, oh my god, like this is not happening.
No,
I
was texting you. Because I had heard it first, because he was whispering, he was right under me.
Yeah, because I was like, what do I,
I was texting her, and I'm like, it's happening, like what's happening? Like she's really up, like we're texting, and then I'm like, Amy, she's peeing, like it's happening or something. And I guess you have a screenshot.
Yeah,
we're like live chatting this whole thing, like just dying. And this girl's, and he goes, stop, you're peeing. Oh, I just remembered her real name. But anyways, she like got out of the bunk, and then she's like, she rips off her wig, throws it on the ground.
This girl had like a weave, like
not extensions.
But it was like a lot of hair, so it didn't look like just like a few extensions.
Yeah, it was
like
a wig.
A wig.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she like eventually runs out, like she gets out of the bed, strips down naked in front of everyone in the room at like 8 p.m., whips off her weave and like runs out, and then like the boyfriend followed. So we were like looking at each other.
Ew.
Absolute shock. We're like, what in the world just transpired?
Oh my god.
And then one of the guys in our room, like I think he was like a French guy. He was just like so sick of it. He was like, I could not.
Because he was the guy who had his mattress peed on the first night.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he was just done. He was like fucking king.
Just so over it. So it was really funny. And then he went to go tell the front desk. So we're like, okay, like he'll handle it. They come back and they go grab the mattress to remove it.
Oh my god.
And they're like, and I was like, does this happen like often or like what? And they're like, no, this is like the first time this has happened. Like it's weird that it's 2 nights in a row in the same room.
Yeah, the guy was like, I've worked here 3 years. This is like never
happened
before.
So then they like remove the mattress, and as they pull it up, all the pee like slides down onto the wig, like straight up onto the wig.
That was mad. You could hear it and see it just like all slide off the mattress.
Yeah. And then they remove it.
Mm-hmm.
Then like flash forward to the next day. And
oh yeah. So it's a nice morning. It's like I've like kind of forgotten about it. I go into like the communal or the community bathroom. I don't know. Yeah, like the girl bathroom, and there she is, curling her hair with her extensions in. And I'm like, she's like, oh, morning, like as if nothing happened, as if nothing went down. I'm like, oh, hey, like what's up? I'm like, how are you feeling? She's like, oh yeah, like I'm okay. And I'm like, okay, like also like just wanted to like, and then like I was trying to be as nice as possible. Like I actually didn't want to be rude about it, but I'm like, just like to let you know, like I think like pee might have gotten onto your weave. She goes, smells fine to me, and just keeps curling her hair, and I'm like, okay. Like,
when Nicole came back and told me that, I was like in tears.
Yeah.
I was like, I cannot believe, like, first of all, that not one but 2 British girls peed the bed 2 nights in a row in our hostel.
And stripped naked.
I forgot about the first girl.
And then it was so funny because then the first girl, like Beth, would like after that happened, she's like, see, I told you guys it wasn't me. Like, nah, Beth, we saw you do it the first night. Like, she was trying to get out of it. She's like, I just know I wouldn't, because she blacked out. She's like, I just know I wouldn't do something like that. But like, apparently some guys like visually like saw it. Like, they're like,
they had footage.
Did they?
Well, like the security camera.
Oh, of her walking around naked. Yeah, no, she was
so.
Yeah,
that was a good time. And then we were just kind of waiting for the 3rd night, like what would happen, because we were there, I think, like what, 4 nights or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, round 3, like who's up next? But yeah, that didn't happen, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
We actually took a Polaroid with Caroline the first night, which was like pretty funny because I still have like a photo with her. But yeah, so that's pretty much the story of the girls peeing the bed in our hostel room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's necessarily the worst hostel experience I've had.
No, it wasn't. It actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think because maybe I could like, if you guys want to hear more story times, I'm not sure if I have like other hostel ones, but I'm sure I could think of a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much
But
the
Sydney
story.
was really fun though, just generally. Like we just had a funny night with those girls pee the bed. That was like highlight of my trip.
Yeah.
That like really was.
Yeah, it was. Nicole left me after and went to do like how many weeks? 3 weeks?
4.
4 weeks, and she did the East Coast from Sydney to Cairns. Yeah. And did all of that, which was really cool. And then she came back to Melbourne to see me again.
Mm-hmm. Even though I did get a marriage proposal in Cairns, like legitimately, hey David. Oh my god. Hopefully you don't see this.
Don't worry, I have like 36 subscribers. So.
Yeah, Loki did get a proposal to stay for the weekend, but I couldn't not see my bro. Plus he was a little crazy, so.
Yeah, so that was her time with me in Sydney, and I was
really
so
fun.
happy she came.
And Melbourne was so fun too.
Yeah, it was the best. We had such a good time. We actually had to stay with my friend because I had a bad experience with the people I was living with, but maybe I can share that at a different time.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You can share that. That was crazy because okay, let's explain. Because I literally, dude, we had plans, like, she's obviously living with her roommates, but they were pretty crazy. They were like an older couple, right? Like.
Yeah, they were mid-30s. The guy was Australian, the girl was from Malaysia.
Yeah.
So Nicole arrived before I was done work, like her flight got there early or something. So I texted my roommate saying like, hey, my friend's here. She's like, are you guys home? Because she's gonna just like head over to our place like and I'll be back after work. So then I get a text from them being like, she can't stay with us. And I'm like, excuse me? She just flew across the world to see me. So she is staying with us. And they were like, well, she can pay $300 a week. And I was like, I don't even pay $300 a week, so that's not happening.
Yeah.
I was like, she can like pitch in for bills, like whatever, utilities. And they were like, that's not happening. And the guy's mom was actually the landlord, so I texted her. And then she was like, I guess calling him, or he was talking to her and being like, no. So then she was being really rude to me as well, even though they had previously said that she could stay because she was only going to be with us for like a week and then a few days after when we came back.
Yeah, like literally at the end of the month, like 5 weeks later.
Yeah, so we got back to she came to my work actually, luckily. I worked at a restaurant called Taco Bill. Not Taco Bell, Taco Bill.
Not to get confused.
So Nicole came to Taco Bill and met me there with my like coworker and friend, and we just like hung out there for the rest of my shift.
Oh,
and then
we almost met Bill.
we didn't meet Taco Bill.
Not Taco Bill.
But yeah, so she came over and then we went back to my place, and then things got a little bit crazy because I was like, well, what are we gonna do? Luckily, my best friend in Australia, Gail.
Shout out to you, Gail.
Oh, love her.
We love her.
We love Gail. So she was like, you can stay at my place. So you can stay at my place because my roommate is gone. Like, we are friends with her roommate too. So she was like, you can stay in her room while she's on vacation with her boyfriend. She doesn't mind. So we were like, okay, that works because she was just a few minute walk from where I lived. So Nicole and I like go to my place, we pack up all of my stuff for like 2 weeks because I was like, I was working, I need to have all my clothes and stuff with me. And as we're heading over, I was like kind of getting nervous. I was like, oh, I need to be quick because like, we'll call him Dave. Dave's gonna be home. So I'm like, oh God, like we run into Dave as we're leaving, literally have bags in hand, like suitcases and bags with us. And he just looks at me and he goes, hi. And I was just in a reply because we were like,
He's a dick.
yeah. So then he was like, what, are you going to be moving out now? And we're like, well, I don't know. Like you said, my friend could stay with us for a week and now you're saying she can't. So we're going to stay elsewhere. And it was just really heated, back and forth arguing a little bit. I was pretty mad just because like my best friend flew across the world to see me. and they had okayed it like previously. So we leave, we walk over to Gail's place, and as we're walking to Gail's place, I get a message on Facebook from Dave being like, oh, like,
Oh yeah.
she can actually stay here now if she wants. And we're
What a
like,
loser, like,
yeah, so we were just like, well, obviously now she feels uncomfortable, so we're not going to be staying. And that was kind of the end of my relationship with like those current roommates, just because it had been like a long, rough year living with them in general. I had planned on like moving out a few different times and like looking for a new place, but it was such a good price and like good location that I didn't want to move again. So I didn't end up moving, but that was kind of what happened with Nicole visiting me. It was like definitely a wild ride. Like a lot happened.
Yeah.
We celebrated Halloween, our favorite holiday together.
Yeah.
We were the Spice Girls with a group of my friends. Halloween's not really a thing in Australia, but we made it a thing. We had a party. I'll insert pictures of our Spice Girls costumes. But yeah, it was really fun, and I'm so glad that you came to see me, bro.
Oh, I just had so many flashbacks of that Halloween party.
Yeah.
Of the pumpkin.
Yeah.
We had good times.
So anyways, let me know if you guys want to see more videos with Nicole, because I'd love to include her, even though we don't really travel that often together. But like, I need her to travel more with me. I'm sure we can muster up a few like stories related to travel and other stuff like that.
Why we could do a story time one day.
Exactly.
You guys want it?
So let us know. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm going to be posting every Wednesday, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. And I'll see you guys next time.
I love ya.
Bye.
Bye. Support my bro.